During this whole pandemic, both of your offices have been amazing in all the work that you've done. I don't think you ever slept. And I know we were working hard here, but it seemed like all the time there was something coming to my email box of stuff that you guys were working on.
Sorry about that.
And no, and it was incredible. And then we were getting that out to our membership. And we really, really do appreciate everything that you were doing for that. I thought I'd give you a little time and talk about, Sarah, I'll start with you, about some of the stuff that you've been working on during this whole time, the year and a half. You've been doing a whole lot with all this, so talk about what you've been doing.
And one of the things I wanted to mention is AIA's, we started focusing back in 2018 on this theme of buildings are infrastructure, because traditionally in Congress, the infrastructure bill that moves is really a roads and bridges bill. It's more of a horizontal infrastructure. So one of the things we became especially concerned about in this conversation was the glut of commercial space. Certainly I can see it in Washington, D.C., and I see it in New York and places I go. How are we going to repurpose that property? How can we turn it into housing? How can we turn it into medical facilities? And there's all this vacant space now that we're going to have to deal with and grapple with. So we wanted to make sure that we weighed in and talked about all the opportunities to include buildings and to include different projects in the bill. This bill didn't give us all of the things we wanted, but it certainly is a step in the right direction. And there's a lot of funding. I have an issue paper that I'm going to share with you all that's a much deeper dive into the building specific provisions in this infrastructure bill. And then of course we're working on the reconciliation bill as well to see what more we can get into that bill. And the other thing I'll mention is that the Biden administration made it very clear in this infrastructure bill, which I don't think has ever happened before, that it had to be we had to think about sustainability throughout. So environmental stewardship, sustainability, energy efficiency, there are a lot of energy efficiency provisions in there. So that's a real shift on infrastructure from the past as well. So we're really working to take advantage of the opportunities here, but there are a lot of other issues, obviously, on the congressional plate. How many will they get to between now and the end of the year? Probably not many after infrastructure and general appropriations type work, but I suspect they have a number of issues they'll try to bring to the floor, but probably won't be able to move it through both chambers. So